So this right here is a guy named Nick Saraev. He is a content creator and he's making over $500,000 every month from both his social media account and his businesses. But just 2 years ago, he was making $0 from social media and he was making some money from his businesses, but his social media presence was zero and he basically was making nothing from that. And so how did he go from this right here to this in just 2 years? The fact that he's making $500,000 at 90% margins. So this guy is making a ton of money. And so today we're gonna be breaking down his entire content strategy between the origin story, the growth engine, the funnel and the monetization stack, the AI system and tools, and then an action blueprint so you could literally copy it all yourself. I'm giving all to you for free. Let's do this right now. Little intro to myself. My name is Ben Kimball. This is my second account right here. I have another account, which is another six-figure content creation company. First, we're gonna start with our origin story. So this is Nick Saraev. Between 2015 and 2018, he was kind of the college hustle. This is before all of AI and before a lot of social media stuff. So he did an event management company at his school and he did guerrilla marketing campaigns, like putting posters above urinals and other things like that. He even became the official school sanctioned provider, which is pretty cool. So obviously this guy was able to build a pretty big company when he was in college, which is pretty cool. Next thing he went on to do is door-to-door sales, B2B for sales marketing services. It was called Pacific Creative Group and he would do 50 to 80 knocks per day and he scaled it, but it was basically not working out the way he wanted it to. And he ended up just stopping that because he thought he'd make a ton of money. Then he ended up calculating all of it and made $4 grand. And we have in 2020, he ended up pivoting to event videography. This is great. He ended up scaling it to 10K. And then because of the pandemic, he had to stop it all and his revenue dropped to zero. During that time, he was able to start a new company called 1 Second Copy. And this was with the adoption of the early GPT-2 and GPT-3, obviously ChatGPT. And so he would basically sell copyrights to writers and people like that. And he would have GPT-2 and GPT-3 write the whole copy. And then he'd have an editor edit for him, like a freelance. And he would charge 9 cents per word and was able to generate quite a bit of revenue from this company. So he ended up peaking at 90K a month on revenue on this one, which is pretty crazy. And then all of a sudden OpenAI releases this GPT public and margins just get royally cooked and he just cannot keep going on with his business. It actually still does exist today, as you can see right here. I'm not fully sure how it operates completely now, but I know that at the time it was getting pretty dicey and so he had to pivot from there. Then we go into this next one where he pivots to one called Left Click. This is the one he runs today and where he basically builds automations for businesses and he has templates and things that all like that are super helpful for businesses. And he does back end with Make and N8N. His revenue, this is a little bit unreliable. We're not fully sure, but it says it got to 72K a month selling and implementing this. And then in February 1st, 2024, which is actually his birthday, fun fact, he starts doing a thing where he starts uploading for 30 days straight. And for the first 14 days, he calls it the desert phase, basically where nothing happened for the first 14 days. And then eventually he made a video about make.com, which is obviously the platform for automations. And that one was able to help him grow a ton. He grew from 300 subs to 3,000 subs in 26 days. So fun fact before that, I'll show you his account. If you go on the Wayback Machine, this is him before he actually pivoted. He actually also did content before that, and it was body language analysis videos. And so we can see how a couple of those doesn't fully fix all the videos because it's kind of a picture of the previous thing, but he's able to get a couple of subscribers and then he's able to pivot to the AI automations, which is what he's doing today. He started with the Make Money with Make School community and then he got 10,000 subscribers and then he kept growing with that. So he started basically teaching how to build automations. These numbers are a little bit wrong. He is now making, between his automation business, his school community, and his YouTube channel and social media, he's making $500,000 every single month. And so if you do the math, it's like $6 million a year, which is pretty insane. Here's the thing is he only has 200 subscribers. So how does one build out a company to 200,000 subscribers and make that much money? So we're gonna start with what he started with first. We have his YouTube strategy. So for one, he started posting daily. That's what he started working with. So he tries to post daily and sometimes there's a little bit of gaps between super long form content. So he focuses a lot on doing huge master classes that are insanely helpful. For example, we have this one that's a Claude Code full course, 4 hours straight, building and selling. So absolutely insane. So I've been watching part of this video. It's right here. And if you can look in the comments, you can see, let's read some of these. It says, the fact that you did this for free is well-deserved. Big thanks. The GOAT just occasionally drops a 4 hour of pure value and then sitting there with sunglasses and chilled. Obviously, people see the value. He's making insanely high quality videos for completely free. And there's a good reason for that. And that's why he's making so much money, because one of the things is he's providing so much value. So this is one thing I really like about Nick, and I think that I've been learning from as I've been studying him. So let's go into this a little bit more. So a lot of his videos are also this evergreen style, so they're more useful in the future. So basically how to build an AI agent or how to set up certain things, a lot of it is I guess there's not all of it is evergreen, but there's a good amount on there that are like the evergreen style, like that I've watched that have been from months ago. Some are like end-to-end long courses, things like that, and I've watched all of them. Another thing that he does with his strategy is he makes it so it's like all one click and recording style. So he sets up his camera system so that all he has to do is whip up his screen and click start on his OBS dashboard, and he's able to start recording. And so this way he actually makes content. And then he also built an AI system that'll basically edit the videos for him so that by the time he finishes the video, it's ready to go and it's out the door. So that's pretty impressive, and that's why he's able to do so much volume, is because he just makes it so much easier for him to actually create the video. And the thing about his content is he focuses on creating value and not gatekeeping the secrets. So as you saw in the comments, he is just trying to create as much value as possible. He just wants to teach you. He doesn't want to be like, oh, and this is only part of the truth. The rest is behind this paywall. No, he tries to give away as much value as he possibly can. The crazy part too is he puts all the links in the description, get all the files from the course, everything. He tries to give away as much value as he possibly can. And this is one thing that's winning over people in today and age. A lot of people just have a hard time trusting creators these days because they're just trying to basically monetize off of people, right? And the ironic part is like you're able to monetize way better when you just build value. So as you can see right here, he does promote his maker school, which is his school community, but it's not like the main thing. He's providing so much value already that literally I've been watching part of this video with Claude Code, and it's insanely interesting and super well thought out and just so much value there. It's like a whole course that someone would pay for, and it's just right there. So that's one thing that he does extremely well. As you can see, he did a full end-to-end course, 6 hours right there. I watched 2.5 hours of that. I'm still working on it. It's a long video. And as you can see, just tons of things like that. Watch me start and sell an AI service in 10 hours. So many different things that he's trying to do, but just to create value so that you, the viewer, actually get value out of it. You get things that are helpful. So he doesn't, like I said, he doesn't save all the best uses for the paid community. Instead, he focuses on gaining your trust. And then by that point, you assume that what's in his community is absolutely insane because of all the stuff he gives away for free. And part of the idea is that you feel that the content is so useful and so good and so much value that you feel almost in debt to him. He made this such a long video that's able to help you so much that you almost feel like you need to go and do his paid thing or click his affiliate links in the description, whatever it is, and you just feel in debt to him. And as you know, this is kind of like a Alex Hormozy thing. I don't know who this guy is, honestly. That's maybe just my own fault on this one, but creating in so much value that it would seem stupid for someone to know to it. I don't know, I duplicated this here. So as you can see in his description as well, he offers free templates, helpful things that are in the description, how to work with his business. I guess this is more like his actual promotional things, but all the softwares he uses, and then just trying to be as helpful as he possibly can to gain your trust. And he also includes affiliate links. And so these affiliates, I don't know if you don't know how affiliate links work, basically you just take a commission. If someone buys through the link in your description, you'll take a commission from it. But these ones are especially awesome because they're generally recurring softwares. And so what you'll get is Nick will get 25% of this subscription every single month. So it's this recurring subscription can be an absolute money maker for people. I know guys who have not a ton of subscribers, but they do a ton of affiliate work and can make hundreds of thousands of dollars. I know a guy, he has like 70,000 subscribers and he made 200 grand from his affiliate links in 1 month. So it's pretty crazy. Could be here, say whatever. You can trust me if you want, I don't care. At the end of the day, it's true and I know it's true. So at the end of the day, this is happening and you can either learn about it or you can just ignore it. So then we have right here. So that's his main YouTube strategy, creating so much value and creating just extremely helpful content that you can't even not pay this guy basically. But it's super different from people like Mr. Beast. This guy is making value videos, courses that will help you with your business, help you build automations, help you do with AI in your business. Whereas Mr. Beast is just trying to be like entertainment. Other creators are just entertainment, but he's actually creating value. And so that's why he's so valuable, if that makes sense. Next platform I want to talk about is his Instagram. So his Instagram is similar to his YouTube, but it takes a totally different angle. So this is basically, he has a name for it. It's like what's the word again? So it's down here. He calls this thing like the parasite engine. It's very interesting, but it makes sense. So He has 445,000 followers on Instagram. And this Instagram part is very key with the growth of his YouTube and his business. So as you can see, he only has 306 posts, which is amazing. I started following him about a year ago, and he probably had 40 posts, and I think he had like 10,000 followers. So he was pretty small, and now he's just absolutely killing it. And there's several reasons why, and I can explain those to you. So basically, this is top of funnel. This is used to gain awareness to the general public. So not a lot of people, I guess not everybody is on YouTube. And so, but there's definitely YouTube is a giant source, but using other platforms to get people to your YouTube can be very powerful, as we can see right here with Nick. So his videos are highly templatized. So we have the same couple of hooks every single time. And he basically just shows a tool that's helpful. For example, right here, this is a Google AI tool. This is, I'm pretty sure this is, let's see. This is AI, this is like Google's anti-gravity tool, or free end-to-end automations, or free AI video generator that's open source that you can run on your own computer. These are these are basically the things that he covers every time. It's actually interesting because he's done the free end-to-end automation video many times. But here's the thing is, it hits different audience a lot of the time. And it's basically the same thing, but he's just offering the same thing every time. He says, so this right here, or he said, I just found this document full of 4,000 free end-to-end automations. They're full end-to-end automations. All you gotta do is copy and paste them and put them into your thing, right? Amazing. And so you're like, dang, 4,000? That's insane. And he's like, I'm in the word this, and I'll send you the link directly. And so you're like, I'm gonna get 4,000 free end-to-end automations. And all I have to do is comment. Seems a little too good to be true. And the reason is because that's not how he's making money. That's not how it's benefiting him. That's just actually getting you into his little system, into his funnel, essentially. We'll go into the funnel a little bit more, but basically most of the things he promotes on here are free. I think I have seen a couple, which I want to say are sponsored videos, but I don't know for sure. I don't actually know the back end of his business, but I'm fairly sure that he is paid to promote them, which is pretty common. I've done it several times, and I know many other creators that do it. I like to put the badge there, but it doesn't matter, whatever creator it is. But so as you can see in the comments of these videos, we have the keywords and it says learn. And this means that, and then every time they say learn, you can see there's one more reply, but Nick will respond to their message, and this will automatically DM somebody. So I have an example of one right here. And so this software is called ManyChat. If you've never heard of it before, it's basically just this tool that will auto DM. It works in the Instagram DMs, is kind of its area of expertise. And it also works on other platforms as well, but I'd say the main value, at least for me, is on Instagram. And so basically all we'll do is say, hey, saw your comment on the reel. So here's the thing is he didn't send these himself. These are automated. This is all automation AI. This is the thing that talks about his whole channel, right? But when you type that in, it triggers him to DM you. And then from there, there's like a button that you have to click that says I follow you. And so in order to get access to all these tools, you have to follow the person. So that's one reason why he's able to grow his audience so big and so quickly, because you have to follow him if you want the free tool. So it's a genius method. And then boom, right there, I have all 10,000, or I have all 1,000 VO3 prompts, and then it's just a link, which is amazing. Now I have all that free value, and I'm like starting to trust this guy. He's giving me free stuff. It's really interesting because I lived in Rome over the summer. We just decided to go live remotely because it was a little bit easier. And there's these guys who are basically scammers, but what they do is they'll hand you a bracelet. They'll hand it to you. It's like nice bracelet, whatever. I don't know. And then they're like, they say it's for free. This is for you. And then they go and they start telling about how bad their family situation is and want you to donate to them. So this may be a bad connection here, but in a way, this is how it goes. He's giving you away this free stuff, and so you feel almost like in debt to him. You feel like, oh, he gave me all this free stuff. I feel like I should give him something. And so that doesn't work every time. There's a lot of people who'll just take the free stuff and they're out. But because he gave you that free stuff, he'll probably give me more free stuff in the future, and he's giving me a lot of value. And so you start to understand that value. You start to be like, oh, I can trust this guy. This guy gives me the best stuff. And then also one thing that goes after this is he'll do a automated message that, as you can see, got a nice little M dash there. Not that that indicates anything, but probably AI built. But so basically this is to join his newsletter. And when you're in his newsletter, you basically are able to see, it basically promotes his school. But he's able to collect emails from this ManyChat automation in the Instagram DMs. For example, I sent over my email and I got into the newsletter. I'll show you what the newsletter looks like, and then we'll go back to LinkedIn up here. But so this is used to build more trust with the Maker School and just be like as a follow-up to another way to reach you to essentially get you to join his maker school. So as you see right here, it says, hey, Nick, if you're serious about landing your first or 10th automation client, here's the most direct path. It's called Maker School. It's not just another course. It's a private community coaching program and client acquisition machine all in one. So it seems okay. You're like, okay, this is pretty legit. What you get is $20K worth. So it gives monetary value right there. You get 218 exclusive videos and guides, a day-to-day roadmap to client number 1. 17 make and end-to-end templates for content, lead gen, and sales. 3 underground lead gen methods, and find close high ticket clients fast. Live coaching calls, ask Nick anything, so you get access to him. And then also he adds bonuses. He could add this is just like things that come with it. I guess it could be whatever. Daily Q&A from Nick, live host seeds, job opportunities where you can get paid jobs from other members. And then there's over 100 or 1,900 other automators that'll help you build your network. So at that point, you're like, oh, dang, that's pretty valuable. And then it's $184 a month. And obviously this is working because, not this one, because he's grown already more, but there's 2,100 members in there that are all paying $184 a month to be part of this group. So you're like, dang, that's pretty good. And then at the bottom, he also adds some testimonials from people that have gone through the program. 15K closed in 60 days, no tech background, here's what happened. That seems pretty legit. And then there's just a picture of Nick's face. So all this is automated, and he sends these out. I don't know, I think I want to say he sends them out once a week, but all things to get you to go towards his course. And we'll break down this funnel in a second. It's just right over here, but it's all part of this content system. So then we're gonna go to LinkedIn. So LinkedIn's a little bit different of a platform. It's like how Instagram used to be, if that makes sense. It's less about retention and eyes and everything. It's more about your friends, and you follow the people you know. It only recommends things that they've seen, if that makes sense. But it's like I consider the only social media that's still social media used to be, if that makes any sense. But so you have a couple different types of posts that he puts in here. He puts helpful snippets for his videos on his LinkedIn. So you can also funnel them to the YouTube videos and gain some trust there a little bit. Then he also talks about testimonials. So this is a person that worked through his maker school and they got a 4K retainer just like that. And so this is more results of his maker school. Then we also have ones where he talks about like things that he's learned and just helpful content in general. As you can see right here, we have some Claude Code shared top hacks. So he's been doing a ton of Claude Code. And so that's when you see the value. Then we have another one right here of him just basically talking about and promoting his long, giant courses that he makes. So this one is a Claude Code full course. This one, we've been talking about the Claude Code one in general. And so this one is where he'll plug this. So I've clicked on several of these links. I see them on LinkedIn. I'm like, time to learn about Claude Code. So super awesome. And then this is his profile. He has founder of Maker School, straight path line to building AI agency, co-founder of Left Click, AI growth agency, selling multi-billion-dollar portfolio companies. So you look at it and you're like, dang, this guy is legit. There's several things that call that, obviously, but a lot of it is the content he's actually delivering. It's just delivering so much value that you can't possibly almost not like this guy. So I want to talk about his funnel. This is one of the parts that's most fascinating to me, is his actual funnel of all of his videos and his content. So basically, I'm going to go over his monetization sources. Obviously, these are all estimates from my own research and experience in social media. I understand how it works, so I'll break them down. So school right here, this one is pretty simple. I think there definitely are more details in this that make it a little more crazy. I think there definitely are some details that may put my numbers off slightly, but I'm pretty sure they're pretty close. So for example, we'll go to his maker school. So we have 2,100 members, and then we have the cost. Cost $184 a month. So there's $386,000 every single month from his maker school. Absolute money maker right there. What else? Then we have his YouTube. So the thing about YouTube is, depending on which niche you're in will depend on how much money you get from the actual platform. Now, a lot of people prioritize getting monetization. So I have a second account that has 300,000 subscribers, and we've grown extremely a ton in the last year. We've grown, just this last year, I've been able to grow 250,000 subscribers, which is pretty cool. But here's the thing, is my niche is tech reviews. So I review tech products, which is cool. I have a million tech products in here. Everything in here has been sent to me by a random company, and it's awesome. I love it, right? But the thing about my niche is I get paid anywhere from $2 to $10 every 1,000 views for a monetized video, which is great, right? If I get 1 million views, then that's like, let's see, 1 million views times 2, that's $2,000. $2,000 to $8,000 is generally what I'd get for 1 million views. But here's the thing, And these type of content creators that are making, pause this real quick. And these type of content creators that are making super helpful content like this, they have insane advertisers because there's a lot of other people that are selling similar things to them that are advertising on top of their videos. So the actual cost to advertise is way higher. So for example, Nick, so my account got 28 million views in the last month, where Nick's got 1.2 million views, right around there, right? But here's the thing, that may seem like, oh, I'm killing him, right? But no, he's absolutely murdering me because of the value of his views. So in a niche like this, they're getting paid anywhere from like 30 to upwards of $100 per 1,000 views, which is absolutely mental. And that's because there's just so much spending in this area. So many people want to advertise their thing on a YouTube ad. So we're just gonna go pretty reasonable here. We're just gonna do 50. So 50 times 1 million. So my calculations actually were a little bit wrong. He actually went up in views in the last month. So I ended up putting him at 35K. If we were calculated now with his new numbers, he's at $50,000 from the YouTube platform alone this month. That's crazy. Let me just tell you guys, that's insane. You don't get it. That's literally insane. Last month, I think I made $2,500 and I had 30 million views on my account. It's just not the same. Different niches, different. Just not the same. Then we have his agency. This is where my estimates get a little bit messed up. So I built this document. This is how I actually built this whole video, is I have this document of every single one of his videos and then every single one of his shorts, his LinkedIn posts, all these things. We've documented all of it and we have it in here. And so from what he said in his videos, he makes $140,000 a month from his agency. Here's the thing, is that could be completely wrong because with the growth, it could have just been the previous video that he talked about that. But so I can't actually confirm that one. It could be more. I probably think it's more. And then we have his affiliates, and affiliates are also, like I told you, that there's that reoccurring style where they just start to build up. And my guess is he's probably doing around 20K a month from affiliates alone. I know people that focus solely on affiliates and they make astronomical numbers compared to this, but Nick doesn't focus quite as much on that and more on funneling them to the school. So these are his numbers in general. Obviously, I don't know his financials. I've never met him, but I know generally how this niche works. And that brings it back to his $500,000 a month deal. So now I want to get into this funnel and how he's able to do all of this and create so much value and so much money here. So first we're going to start with his LinkedIn. So as this LinkedIn is used to reach more, as LinkedIn is probably one of the best websites, probably one of the best social medias to hit actual business owners because there's just so many more actual business owners on LinkedIn and just professionals in general. And so it's kind of just a more mature audience than Instagram would be or TikTok. And so he uses this to obviously promote his Instagram, YouTube, and his school. So all of that in together. And then he uses his Instagram to promote free stuff, which will gain that first superficial trust. And then combined with ManyChat, they'll get people into his email list and to get them to watch his long videos as well. So this is basically his wide net to get people into his realm and to start watching his content, start getting in there, seeing if there actually could be potential buyers or whatever. If they start to see his stuff right here, they see the value, then they'll go down the funnel really quickly and he'll be able to make quite a bit of money from them. Obviously, the idea is that they make more money than he does. He just provides a service that's so helpful that they can't not pay him. Then we go down to here, we have his newsletter, which is slightly more different, more for creating value about his school and trying to get you to join his school, essentially. So that's his newsletter. And then we have YouTube, right? This is once people come from the upper funnel, LinkedIn, Instagram. He has a TikTok, but I don't actually think it's his. It doesn't have the right name and it only has like half his videos. So maybe he started it and didn't keep doing it. I don't know. So as far as I know, his TikTok is not a thing. And so he uses this, and then he tries to offer, so he gets them from LinkedIn to YouTube, LinkedIn and Instagram to YouTube, and he tries to offer them as much value as possible. Literally showing them everything. He's not gatekeeping any of the secrets. He's putting it all out there, which I love because I think that you can try to hide things, but people end up figuring it out and then it just loses trust. So like I said, his whole thing is gatekeeping. And so here's the thing is people will automatically assume because his free videos are so good, they automatically assume that his paid stuff is literally insane, which is completely fair. And then down here, we have his school community. This is where he teaches how to build an AI agency from 0 to 1 or whatever it is from 1 to 10. And he charges $180 a month for that, $184. And this is where he offers all of his knowledge and a ton of tools that you can use to actually help you achieve this dream outcome of building an agency that's selling AI automations. so that you don't have to start from ground zero. You kind of learn from what he's done because he's done it for so long. And then that brings us to his agency. So this is a little bit different. This part is not as publicized, I would say, but this is where he offers done for you services. There's people that come to a school and they're like, oh, this is still a lot of effort and a lot of work, and I need these AI tools for my business. And this is where the agency will come in. He will offer a done for you service with multiple different tiers and levels to it, but he basically will do everything he teaches, but for you. And then he also does high-level business AI counseling for companies that are 8 to 9 figures already. And so this is how he's able to grow his agency, is he's getting insane amount of leads because he's building so much freaking trust. Imagine you're a business owner, you find him on Instagram. So let's go through this as a business. Imagine you're a business owner and imagine you're a business owner and you basically find Nick via Instagram. You sell, let's think here. Say you're a company that sells, what are they gonna sell? All right, say you're a person that finds Nick on Instagram and you're like his target audience and you see he's creating all this value. Then you're like, oh, he's offering N8N automations. Cool, awesome. You get the N8N automations and you don't really know what to do with it. So you go and you actually find one of his videos where he's giving a long, insane course about his N8N stuff. You figure out how to do a ton of N8N stuff and you're able to basically start building your own automations. You're like, this worked. And then you're like, oh, how do I get a client? How do I start building an agency? That's when you go to the school. And I guess the people that would fall towards the agency side are more like, I want to build AI tools, but I don't want to build an agency. I want to build out my own company and AI tools that'll help me. And that's when you hire Nick to basically build these tools for you and do your AI counseling, and he would help you with that. So this is his $500,000 a month funnel, $7 million funnel, whatever you want to call it. I think that math is wrong, $6 million, I want to say. But this is the funnel that he uses. Gather all the data, gather all the people with winning over their trust as much as you can, winning their trust even more, giving insane amounts of value, and then giving them even more and giving them a clear roadmap on how they can make money. And then for those that don't want to have to do that, they pay you to do it for them. Insane. So now I want to go into his AI systems and tools. So with this one, we built our Notebook LM and we've maxed out the sources essentially, but this thing has analyzed every single one of his long videos, insane amount of them. And here's the thing, I love his strategy so much that I want to copy it. And which is what I hope you guys get from this video, is taking things that he's done and he does and applying them to your own social media. And so I want to offer, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this whole Notebook LM in the description, and it'll have everything on here and you guys can just use it and get all the data. Then I'll also include this whole document as well, which basically is scraping every single one of his long videos, his shorts, and all of his ManyChat things, all of these things from his account that we've scraped. We've used the Appify extension to scrape all this stuff. So we're able to scrape it all. And then I'll also have in these next part, the AI system tools, I'll also include a whole document that explains all of his system tools and then an action blueprint plan that you can basically copy to do for yourself. So we're gonna go through these sections, but if you wanna check those out, I'll link them in the description for free. I really don't care. Waving my mouse around a bunch right now. Perfect. So now we're gonna go over his AI system and tools. So Nick's built a ton of different tools and systems that help him to basically create content, build leads, all sorts of different things. And I'm just gonna go over superficially all of these. And here's the thing, is in that document I put in the description, it'll have links to every single one of these videos where he talks about this and shows how he builds it. So that you don't have to go and find it yourself. I'll just have it linked in the description. You can find it, whatever. So first we have a YouTube comment idea machine. So this basically will go and it'll scrape all of the comments of his videos using Appify, and it'll filter the feedback, and it'll figure out what type of topics the comments are requesting and what type of things he could improve on in his videos. And this will help generate optimized titles, hooks, and outlines for his videos. So this is what he calls the YouTube idea machine. Scrapes every comment on his YouTube channel using Appify, and then it uses this to automatically generate video titles, hooks, and outlines for his content calendar. So literally he has this scraper, this thing going that'll help him to better know what his viewers want, which is absolutely insane. In fact, I didn't know this and I need to build this myself because I would love to do that. Next we have the Next, we have the viral trend and outlier detector. This is for more short form content. And here's this, it's really ironic. He actually follows my Instagram account, my Ben Kimball AI one. And I made a video on Google Skills. It was a new free platform, and nobody had really done it yet. I found Google Skills on Product Hunt, and I made the video on it. And his scraper actually found that video, and then a week later, he made the exact same video. And so this tool basically will scrape competitors' channels, and based on view count, it'll identify outliers. So that video got 250,000 views for me, which for that account was amazing. I think I had 300 followers. And then that's why the scraper caught it, and then he made that video the week after. And so this will help identify outliers and then basically take those outlier videos and put them in a little digital trend report so that he can basically copy that insane idea. I need to build that too. So then he has this one where he calls it the Parasite Content Repurposer. So this thing scrapes high-performing podcasts and articles and social media posts from other creators, transcribes the audio, and uses AI to rewrite the concepts into his own voice and tone, where he can post automatically on Instagram, LinkedIn, and X. So this is also part of it. Absolutely crazy. And the thing is, like, this is how you go viral, is you take the concept from other viral people, and then you just rewrite it in your own way. This is one thing that I've done time and time again with my other account to go viral, and it works extremely well. Then we have an AI video editor. So this is one thing he does for his long videos, is he wants it to be so easy for him to just basically click a button and start recording. So he has this little AI editor that will basically cut out all the silences and enhance the audio quality, generate thumbnails as well, but this in turn will help cut down his editing time to basically zero, which makes it so he can make way more content. And his content is very low edit. It's just what you see is what you get, which I think is kind of what I'm going for in this video, which I respect a lot. Then right here we have is agentic, no. So this is for Facebook ads. So this is his little spy that he created, and it basically scrapes competitors' ads from the Facebook ads library, which is pretty easy to access. You just go into Facebook ads library, and you can basically see all of the ads of people. All you do is hit a category and you say AI automations. So this is what the website is, right? And if it'll load anytime soon. And so this way you can scrape all of these ads and see which ones are working. And that way he's able to see which ads are working for his competitors and basically duplicate that in his own campaign with this scraper. Absolutely insane. That thing alone would literally change the course of an entire business. Then we have ones for his lead generation and cold outreach systems. So this one is a personalized cold email analyzer, and I love this thing. So basically what it'll do is it'll scrape their LinkedIn profile and their company website and feed that data into AI to generate that'll create a highly customized email icebreaker for this person. So it doesn't even seem like it doesn't seem like a bot made it all, but it seems like someone literally went out and just typed this thing up because it knows so much about it. I've seen countless emails from companies where it's like, they totally get my niche wrong, and it just seems so off, and you don't even want to work with them because this is just a scraper that did it. But this way, you gain so much trust because you already know, you did your homework already, and they're like, oh, maybe this guy would be really helpful for me because he knows exactly what's going on in my business because he knows everything about me. Automatically separates you from all the other cold emailers in the game right now. Next one we have is an asset-based lead generator. So it scrapes a prospect's website and uses AI to automatically build them a free custom deliverable. So this could be a fully drafted newsletter or YouTube titles, whatever it is for that person, and it'll attach it to the cold email to obviously build more of that trust with the cold email, like insane cold email system here. Then we have a search intent lead scraper. And so this monitors job boards, Indeed and LinkedIn to find companies that are actively hiring for a specific role and extracts the CEO's information, then automatically pitches them an AI system that is a cheaper alternative to a full-time hire. That's crazy. I don't even remember looking at this, but this is actually insane that he does that. It's a literal scraper that'll figure out what people are trying to hire, and then it'll show how you could build that with AI automations and not have to hire a person. Insane. And then we have his Upwork automator. So this scrapes Upwork to find new jobs, filtering them with the AI based on his specific skills, and automatically writes them a custom cover letter, workflow diagrams, and uploads the Google Doc Google Doc proposals. So insane. This guy is probably killing Upworks. With this method, you could probably absolutely dominate Upwork and get so many different leads because you have an automated system that are just getting you leads for you. Dude, it's just not fair, man. If you just learn automation, you literally have so much power. You can do so many different things, and then it's just like 10 of you are working at once, but it's literally just one. It's insane to me. It's insane. Then we have sales and operations system. So next we have is an AI proposal generator. This takes briefs and shorthand notes jotted down during a sales call, and then it'll automatically send back the brief. Then it'll automatically send back the proposal with complete problems, statements, custom milestones, and pricing, all without him doing anything. This is more like this one's pretty simple. You just analyzes the actual recording and turns that into a proposal that you can send to your client after. That's super nice. Then we have an AI inbox manager. So this thing will read incoming Gmail messages with webhooks, uses AI to categorize them, such as sponsorships, invoices, or warm leads, and either auto drafts replies or routes them to Slack channel for the Slack channel for his team to handle. So fully automated inbox so that he doesn't have to deal with it and they can just go through insane amounts of things. Then we have the smart invoice follow-up. This checks a spreadsheet. Then we have the smart invoice follow-up. This thing basically will check all the CRM data and check to make sure the company is paid, and it'll give them a polite little reminder to remember, so they remember to pay him. This is something that I want. It's interesting because I'm starting to collect more sponsorships, and I have $13,000 in outstanding debt from, it's probably like 8 sponsorships, I want to say, and these people just haven't paid us. And so I need to build an automation that'll basically do this, and Nick's already done it. These are the things he shows in his videos, and you can't not want to keep watching this guy's video. He's just showing it all. Next one is a automation for hiring pipeline. This collects applicants' data via Typeform and also uses AI to filter candidates based on skills and desired hourly rates, then moves them through the ClickUp pipeline and automatically emails the shortlist candidates for a paid trial test. This one's more simple. Basically, just going through resumes and figuring out what is perfect for what they need, and then it lists them all. So this could be super helpful for a company though, so that if you want to hire people, like make sure you get the best one, all with automation. And the last one we have written down right here is the website booking agent. So this one acts as a conversational AI bot on websites to answer visitors' questions about his services and qualify leads, and automatically book discovery call meetings directly in his Google Calendar. So this one's pretty simple. It's usually a bot in the little corner, and this thing will basically answer questions for the person. Super nice to have, and these are just some of the automations that these are the main automations that he does based on the Notebook LM right here, but there's a ton of different ones and just value in there, so much value. Let's move on to the last part. We have the action blueprint. So this is for the people, don't take this the wrong way. If you want to completely and utterly copy Nick's entire strategy, this is what you do. But the better way to look at it is basically to take this action blueprint and figure out how you can apply that blueprint to your own niche. So that's literally what I'm doing. This is why I'm making this video, because I think it's so fascinating, his content strategy. And so basically, if you want, you could copy him completely and utterly, and this would show you how to do it. And you could do it. But the better thing to do is probably do it in the niche that you're already good at. So let's go through this. So Nick explicitly warns against starting just on YouTube. Instead, he says you should start with an unscalable service agency to build cash flow and skills. So he basically wants you got to get some money coming in before you can do this, right? And then after that, you're able to scale and you're able to transition. Then after that, you're able to transition to a highly scalable media and community empire. And that's how he makes so much money. So first thing you got to do is, all right, so this is phase 1 right here. Phase 1 is basically you need to make your minimum viable business. You don't need to spend months building a business plan or a fancy website. Like, these things just don't drive the needle. Business plans are great. Maybe your school taught you that, but that's not going to make you money. Neither is a fancy website. You basically need to start with a bare bones agency infrastructure. So in order to do this, you'll probably need about $100 a month. You'll need to sign up for Make.com or N8N for automation buildings. And then you'll need OpenAI and Appify for scraping leads. And you'll need Instantly or Smartly for cold emailing. Then first thing to do is pick 3 niches. Don't overthink your niche and pick a high ticket digital. Either pick 3 high ticket and digital niches. So we can do like creative agencies, high touch SaaS, coaching, consulting, whatever it is. Commit to testing that for 90 days, right? And so the idea is that you're manufacturing proof. The idea is that you're manufacturing proof right now. You're proving that you can be somebody, you can actually teach people these tools because you've done it before, right? If you're beginning with 0, you have to start building automations for yourself if you want to teach how to make automations. And you have to start doing it yourself. Basically, this is before making any YouTube videos, any social media. This is just making an automation. Getting it so you can sell it to a business. That's it. So the next phase is the unsexy lead generation, is what Nick calls it. So this is day from like 15 to 90. And your goal is to hit $10,000 in a single month. Don't post on YouTube yet, because this will distract you from becoming an expert in this little niche that you're in. And you focus 100% on outbound sales activities that put you in front of people with money. So this is like the Alex Hormozi $100 million leads. If you haven't read that book, freaking read that book about getting leads. But basically, I would use Alex's methods to get leads and to do outbound research. And Alex talks about doing 100 reach outs every single day, and you will be completely full of leads. And I'm not going to go into it. Just read the book. I'll leave it in the description if you really want me to. And then we have the Upwork hack. So this is actually one that he talks about in his videos, is to apply to 10 jobs a day on Upwork. Instead of sending generic text proposals, record a 2 to 4 minute custom Loom video where you literally show them how to solve their specific problem. This breaks the pattern and yields 5 to 10 times better, 5 to 10 times higher response rates. So send Loom videos, don't send generic proposals. Then from there, you could do cold email. So this is basically, you can use Apify to scrape the prospect's website and LinkedIn profiles, feed that data into the automation, and then you basically will do whatever this cold email automation is. And this strategy will help you get, this strategy will help you get clients. Then, so what you need to do is offer a no-brainer offer. So basically, never sell AI automations, you sell outcomes. So you're selling their dream outcome. You're not selling an automation that will save time. No, we're selling you something that will literally give you 20 more hours in your week. That's the idea. Right here, it says, I'll get you 20 booked appointments in 60 days or you don't pay. And that way, it seems zero risk to the client. Then we have phase 3. So this is service delivery and retainers. Once you land your clients, you'll need to transition them from not the cheap one-off projects that you're doing on automation for this person, but more into a scalable business that you can keep growing. So this is when you basically start to dial down what you're specifically going to be doing for companies. Instead of doing everything for them, you're kind of figuring out exactly what you're doing in your AI automation. So you can build basically like formats that you can just copy and paste between different companies. They're already built, they're already proven. You don't have to remake them. You don't have to remake the wheel over and over again. And so, as you can see right here, this is where the 90% margin comes in, because you just literally are building AI automations that are the same for all the same type of clients, because they all need the same thing, and you already have it done. You don't have to build a specialized automation for each person. So right here, it says, stop building custom systems from scratch. You break your services down into exact deliverables and use make.com or N8N blueprints and simply copy and paste them into the new client's workspace. Just like that. That's how you start to grow. Then here is when you start doing the parasite media engine, as Nick calls it. And this is where you basically just teach what you know and what you've learned in the last couple of months building your automations to other people, so they can also start making money. Not only will that get you more clients, because that goes back into this funnel over here, right? This will get people to start trusting you and put you down to the agency. So that's your agency you built out, the bottom part of your funnel. But then you can start building out this 4th row right here, the school row. And that's where you can start making more money. And so this is when you launch YouTube. So Nick says to start this phase only when you hit 20 to 30K a month. And you have to have actual success stories to share, and you must earn your right to speak. So if you're wondering why I have the right to speak on this, I have a 6-figure content creation company that I'm trying to expand and grow. I already have, no, take that out. So the idea is, like I said earlier, I think I said it twice already, you have to have a low friction recording setup. You don't want to spend hours editing, which many people do, but you can just use the OBS Studio and record, set it up so that it just records the screen and records the camera. Good to go. Then it says record 30 to 60 minute masterclasses in one take, export the MP4 immediately, and then upload it to YouTube. That's probably less than an hour. I'm going to edit this video a little bit, but that's what Nick's saying. And then from there, your idea is to do no gatekeeping. So you turn on the camera and you build these systems exactly the way you're selling them to your clients. Give away all the templates for free in the description. And then obviously that'll make the viewers think, his free stuff is this good, I'll need to hire this guy. He's just going to be that good, as you can see. So then we have our data-driven ideation. This is where you never have to guess what you're making your video on. You build an automation that will scrape your own YouTube comments, use AI to extract your audiences, and you can make more videos answering their exact questions that are in the comments. I really need to do this for my other account. And then this is when you build out your education empire. This is when you make $500,000 a month with 90% margins, with very few employees. I think he said he had 1 to 2 VA employees. That's literally, I have more employees than that, and I don't even do like 1/4 of the revenue he does. Insane. So once your YouTube channel starts generating massive attention, you have too many leads to handle with your agency. And so that's when you have to duplicate your time. And that's when you have to build a school community. So the idea is that you start low ticket. The idea is that you start low ticket with your school community and you do high volume education community. You just have a high volume educational community for beginners and guarantee they get their first client in 90 days. That's exactly what he does, right? You launch an elite masterclass. This will start at a high ticket capped community. Make money with Make. This one he stopped doing right here. This is his Make Money with Make. This one's actually free, but I don't think he really does it anymore. And then you have your agency, which is your back end, super high ticket, bottom of your funnel. So just like that in these 4 steps, you have replicated Nick Saraev's entire content strategy and copied it. And now you could literally be him. So, and here's the thing is, this is just my summary of it. If you guys really want, go in the description, check out my Notebook LM document. And that thing literally is a ChatGPT built. It's basically like Gemini built on all of Nick's information. So if you literally want to learn more about his stuff, I can only offer you so much from this video. But all of that is down there and it's freaking valuable. I've learned so much crap in this last 2 weeks that I've been researching his account that I'm changing a lot of the things I'm doing just because of all the stuff that I've learned. And so I'd highly recommend that you guys go check out that down below and start building your account like Nick does because it works. So let me just go through these 4. Okay, start an agency to generate cash flow via Upwork and cold email. Standardize your agency, build those copies. So you can do a copy and paste templates, so you only have to work a few hours a day. Then from there, you use your newfound free time to post 1 hour unedited YouTube tutorial showing exactly how you make your money. And then from there, you funnel all your YouTube viewers into a paid school community and learn so they can learn or trust you and go to your agency and pay you premium prices for you to do it for them. Just like that. Boom, boom. And I like that is do short form content to generate mega leads from the entire world. So this is the Nick Saraev entire content strategy and funnel and everything that I could possibly find about his social media and why he makes so much freaking money. So anyways, if you guys want to subscribe, I'll be doing many more creators like this. In fact, leave the creators you want me to cover in the description. Leave the creators you want me to cover in the comments, and I'll love to cover them. And we're going to go and expose as many people's strategies as possible. And I want to show you guys as much as possible. And I want to learn as well for my other account. So thank you all so much for watching. Peace.